Greetings, everyone. Dr. Brian Scott with you again. As I mentioned yesterday, we're starting another week of studying these end-time symbols and signs that Paul referred to in 2 Timothy chapter 3. These are amazing indicators of where we are in God's timetable. Verse 1 indicates that in these last days, we will see perilous times. And last days refers to the last of the last days. There's not too many days left in this timetable that God has set up for us. And he warns us of perilous times, exceedingly dangerous, exceedingly fierce times. We're looking at the 13th sign or symbol that is referred to here in the scriptures. It's fierce in the King James, or brutal in the New King James. The Greek word for fierce or brutal, this describes a person, an individual who is cruel, fierce, harsh, savage, violent, vicious, uncivilized. No, I'm not talking about politicians, but we are talking about a lot of people in this world who have become very fierce and very brutal. In ancient days, back in the time of the Roman Empire, when Paul was writing these notes and these letters to the churches, he, being a Roman citizen, was very familiar with the Roman practice of gladiators fighting to the death in the Colosseum or other settings like that. This was big sport in the days of Rome. Anything would go in those fights. Broken bones, blood flying everywhere, flesh being ripped off, all kinds of horrendous things. It was a no-holds-barred war. And you would expect that now that we're in the year 2022, we'd have a more civilized society with more respect for one another and so on. But I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I think we're seeing too many indicators of fierce, brutal activity from one person to another. Paul was emphasizing the fact that violence and vicious savagery would be more pronounced than ever before. People have become numb to this. They have become desensitized. Even you, desensitized, not paying much attention to it. We see mass shootings occurring in our schools and in our buildings, our government buildings, in our workplace buildings, in our grocery stores, out in parking lots, and so on. But because it's happening somewhere else, it doesn't impact us. We are desensitized to it. I want to give you some facts. We'll continue these facts tomorrow. But let me give you a few facts. By the time a teenager turns 18 years of age, they will have potentially have viewed, over 200,000 violent acts on television. 200,000. They likely will have seen over 40,000 simulated murders on television. Unless they're watching the news, of course, that won't be simulated. That will be actual. Those are staggering statistics. What about a 7th grader? That's a young person, a young child who's 13 or 14 years of age, in that range. They're watching more than 4 hours of television a day. 60% of the programs they're watching have violence in them. Many are playing at least 4 hours of computer games a day. And most of those computer games, at least 50% of them, contain violence. So we are programming our kids, our teenagers, to be violent people. Paul said in these last days, people would be fierce and brutal, and we're helping train them. I'll see you tomorrow.